Okay. Okay, so we are live now. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and an absolutely amazing welcome to all of you on the very first edition of the HSSE Gold Speaker Talks. This is our inaugural edition, and my name is Hariharan Iyer. I am the creator, founder, and chief mentor of Hariharan School of Success Education, HSSE, which was established in the year 2009. And on behalf of the team at HSSE, I am absolutely delighted to welcome Ms. Priya Dutt, who's going to be our inaugural speaker today at the Gold Speaker Talks initiative. Just to give a very quick understanding about what we do at HSSE, we are a learning and development organization. We take HR initiatives, we take initiatives around training and development for organizations and individuals. And we also do a few assessments. And most importantly for us, the whole idea is to engage with the larger community and give them an orientation about learning various aspects of life, business, self-development, so on and so forth. So to know more about HSSE, you can simply go to www.thehsse.com. And one of the very important engagement initiatives we have taken post-COVID, and the opportunity came to us because of the online platform, is conferencing. So we have been doing HR conclaves online. We have been doing trainer conclaves online. We have initiated something called as CEO Talks, where we invite CEOs from organizations to come and share their perspectives about business, life, so on and so forth. And now we have introduced a concept called as Gold Speaker Talks, which is essentially people with a heart of gold who are contributing to society and making a difference to their work. It could be through a foundation, it could be through a business model, it could be, but they are having a very big social impact. Before we hand over the floor to Priya ji, I would request Diksha here to please give a wonderful introduction of our speaker today. So over to you, Diksha.
Hi, thank you. So first of all, thanks a lot, Priya ma'am, for being with us here today. It is our honor to host you for the inaugural Gold Speaker Talk. And I'm sure ma'am requires very little introduction, but just to take you through her journey, she has worn several hats, being a member of the parliament, a trustee of the Nargis Dutt Foundation, a wife, a mother, a social activist, a friend, and of course, a common citizen. She is a trustee chairperson of Nargis Dutt Foundation, though popularly referred to as the proud daughter of the legendary Nargis Dutt ji and Sunil Dutt ji. She has carved a niche and a special place for herself. She's a passionate social worker, a politician, and a fabulous human being. She was recently conferred with the Lifetime Achievement Award by We Care Foundation for her contribution towards cancer care. Her greatest influence in life has been her father, Mr. Sunil Dutt. Her turning point in life came in 1987 when she accompanied her father on a 78-day peace march from Mumbai to Amritsar, covering a distance of 2,700 kilometers with a message, give peace a chance. I think it is pretty much relevant in today's time as well. Yeah. This walkathon gave her unforgettable insights into the real India, which touched her heart deeply. In 1988, along with her father, she marched from Nagasaki to Hiroshima for world peace and nuclear disarmament, spreading the philosophies of the great Mahatma Gandhi of brotherhood, understanding, and nonviolence. She has been a member of the parliament for 2 terms, and during this time, she played a very important role in uplifting the needs of the poor, empowering women, and improving health for her constituency and beyond. After her father passed away in 2005, she not only continued the political legacy he left behind, but also spearheaded the Nargis Dutt Foundation. The foundation works in the areas of health, education, women empowerment, and animal welfare. It has grown by heaps and bounds, having equipped over 100 hospitals across rural India with medical equipment, holding medical camps for the poor, cancer screening camps, scholarships for students, and holistically developing rural schools with clean sanitation, drinking water, computer labs, playgrounds, e-learning, and extracurricular activities. And the list continues. Her favorite quote is, "The world needs dreamers and the world needs doers. But above all, the world needs dreamers who do." So, on that note, I would like to welcome Mrs. Priya Dutt again. And thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And the stage is completely yours now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Diksha. Thank you, Mr. Hariharan. And this is a very elaborate introduction. And but thank you very much. And congratulations on your first Gold Speaker talk.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I don't know if I am the right person to start off this, but
You're
I'm going to
absolutely
try my
right.
best to keep you engaged. And, Mr. Hariharan mentioned that I think what the subject of the talk today would be how to live with social consciousness. Now, I have seen the kind of people who are here today, and I think all of you are quite क्या कहते हैं, saksham, in this manner, that you all are, I think, thoroughly socially conscious, and I think whatever you do is impacting society in some way or the other. But I will start by talking a bit about myself, and I hope it gets a little interesting. I mean, Diksha has told you a lot about what happened in my life and what my influences were, and I want to elaborate a little bit on that. I completely believe that whoever I am today is thanks to the experiences which I have gathered through my life. But the credit for which I will give my parents, because they allowed me to really fly. They allowed me to experience everything in my life for which I am here today. The kind of things I experienced with my father during my time with him. Unfortunately, I don't know if many of you know that I lost my mother when I was about 13 years old. She passed away, of cancer, and I was very, very young at that time. And 13, 14 years of age, my siblings and me, my sister who's older than me, my brother who's older than me, we all suddenly grew up. That was a time where I think, as a 13-year-old, you want to enjoy your life. You don't have to have a care of anything in the world, but that didn't happen for us. We could have gone various different ways. We could have made lots of excuses for going into different directions. But I think, and I must say, for a single parent, a father who was about 50s, in his 50s, 52, 53, who had 3 teenage children, was not easy. Was not easy to deal with. But I think he managed pretty well and really played the role of a mother and father very beautifully, and instilled few and very important values in our life. For instance, whatever happens in your life, I guess we always ask this question, why me? Why is this happening to me? That's the first question that pops in anyone's head when you're facing adversities or whatever. And that's the time he made us realize that when you see and look at other people's issues and problems, when you work with people in society who are not as fortunate as you will realize that your problems are nothing. And I think that is where my journey of really going and experiencing what is out there. I was a child, I was a kid who was in college, all in a bubble. My life revolved around my friends, Mumbai city, my college, and nothing beyond it. But when I decided to go on this peace march with my father in 1987, I was, I think, 19 years old at that time. And I decided at a whim. I had not planned to go. And I said, you know what, this is going to be an experience of my lifetime. And it'll be an adventure. I never went for anything else. I'll be very honest with you. With my first intention was just going and having a good time and having this great experience of going and seeing our country. That's where my journey began. And as a very young girl, I started this journey with my father, which lasted 78 days. And those 78 days really transformed the way I thought, the way I saw things, and impacted my life in such a way that I think my entire path changed. That was the first time I experienced the reality of what our country was, how beautiful it was, how diverse it was. You know, the fabric of our country was so rich, and how each state we walked through was different from the other. I could see poverty, and I could see rich fields and terrains that were completely arid and and barren, you know, and yet I saw this part of India which was flourishing. And these experiences kind of kept really changing something in me. It took us 78 days, and it was like a movie. If I have to tell you the whole story, I don't think we'll be able to finish it now. But it was truly an adventure. It was a time when Punjab was burning, and the Golden Temple was occupied with so-called terrorists. And we decided we are going to be walking to Punjab because we didn't believe that people in Punjab were terrorists. They were our own brothers and our own sisters. They might, you know, and we didn't believe that. We said, with love and with peace in our hearts, I think we can transform anyone. And my father on 10 days and everything will be over. He's doing it for publicity, he's doing it for whatever. But that didn't deter him. So in that process of 78 days, I learned so much, of course, with my experience and my travel with him, but I learned so much from him itself. In those 78 days, he was not just my father. He was a human being I had never seen like before. The way he interacted with the people, the way he thought, his vision, his determination, his stubbornness, his you know, like he had set his mind out to do something and nothing would deter him from it. And I think these were the qualities which I really imbibed in myself. And I truly feel that there is nothing you can't achieve if you really put your mind to it and if you love doing what you love doing. And after we got back from this great adventure, life changed for me. And I realized that I wanted to do a lot in my life to create an impact in society. I wanted to create an impact in the lives of people. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I was a sociology student. And after that, you won't believe it. Now, this is where I say, when parents believe in you, how it really matters and how it kind of molds you as a human being you become, the kind of human being you become. When I was in college, I was in my last year college, and when the Padyatra happened, and I asked permission. My father said, you have to ask your permission of my teachers. And they said, you know what, even if you miss this year, it's fine. This experience you'll never get again in your life. And my father felt it was okay. So I missed the last year of college and promised him that once I get back, I'll finish my graduation, which I did. And not many parents today see it that way. I see so many parents with their kids who their focus is only the amount of marks you get in school or what you're going to be now. They're directing their children's lives, not allowing them to really go out there and open their wings and fly and explore and understand and try and figure out what they want. And those are the kids who grow up to be very socially conscious children. It is your experience. It is what knowledge you gather from what you see, more than what you gather from what you do in school, sitting and learning. Not saying that's not important. It is very important. I think education is one of the most important things. And I keep saying that to all the children who come to us for our scholarship program, that is something which will remain with you forever and no one can take it away. Money will come, money will go, but your learning, your education will always be there. And as you all who would know that life is a learning, right? I mean, you never stop learning. I think the day you stop learning, you die. And that is what my belief is. Even till today, I'm constantly learning new things. I'm constantly exploring new things. I'm constantly getting inspiration from people whom I meet every single day of my life. In India, because we see so much of, what do I say, poverty around us, we see such a divide of the rich and the poor. Sometimes I feel we get too immune to it. You know, we don't even look at it. You know, it's like you're with blinkers on, and it happens to everyone. You're with blinkers on, you know that this is your life. What lies beyond is not your problem. This happens to many people. But can you imagine if we as a society became socially conscious and started really working with society to make a difference? What an amazing place India would be to live in. With little things, you know, when a lot of kids used to come to our office saying that we want to do something, we want to either be in politics because we want to do something in society, or we want to do work here because we want to do something in society. And the first question I ask them, especially the ones who want to be in politics, why do you want to be in politics? You want to do something good for the people. Fair enough. Why haven't you started doing that positive thing for society or something good for people even now? As a common man, start in your neighborhood. Start with the children of your health. Make a difference there. Educate someone. You know, Hari Haranji and his team have been mentoring so many kids. They've come for talks to give out knowledge. That in itself is making a difference. So I believe that everybody has a social conscience. It's how and what triggers that social conscience. I think the Padyatra did it for me. I was very young. I was 19 years old, again, in a bubble. But it was that experience that triggered something in me to say, you know what? There is so much to do. There is so much to do. And I didn't wait for saying that, oh, how to do it. I don't have an organization. I don't have people backing me. I don't have the money. I don't have that. Nothing needed. If you as an individual can make a difference to one person's life, I think it says a lot. So I believe that is the way to go. And Narkisat Foundation today is 40 years old. And it's not my organization. It was not my father's organization. It was a vision. It was a vision which a lot of people got together and started fulfilling. And it continues to go on like that with the contribution of so many people. I mean, my entire team works day and night to make, you know, to work towards building Nargisat's foundation into something bigger. We started so small, we have grown so much. And it's not because of me, it's because of everybody who's really come in and contributed to it. Another very important thing which I'd like to say is the word charity. And I say it on all platforms that that word charity should be removed, from our dictionary, because what is charity? We keep saying, oh, hum charity karenge, we must daan denge. Charity is something which we do for ourselves. We help someone because that makes us happy. Yes, it makes a difference to that person's life as well, but it gives us the happiness, it gives us the satisfaction. So that is not charity, that is being socially conscious. So that the charity really makes it out to be very one-sided, and I'm doing a favor for that other person, or I'm doing this little thing for the other person. It's not so. It's an exchange of energy with that person. You do something for that person, he gives you such a lot of positive energy back, which makes you happy. So I think that is something else which we must keep in mind when we help someone. You help, forget about it. Don't think that I've done such a great deed, or I've done, wow. Even these awards and stuff like that for people who have done something big. Yes, it's a great recognition. It gives you, I think it gives you motivation to really work harder because people are recognizing your efforts. That's wonderful. But I think you should not let it get here, and always be grounded, always feel the earth under your feet. And something really funny, not funny really, profound, my father used to always tell us that never start flying so high, because the higher you fly, when you fall, it hurts very badly. So the higher you fly, you fall harder. So always keep your feet on the ground as much as possible, and always stay humble, because you should have a balance of good. Don't let success go to your head, and don't let failure affect you so bad. And I think this is what I really live my life by, and that's how I continue my life. So I think it keeps me going with my family, with the work I do, and that's it. That's it. I don't think I should say anything more. I would love to hear questions or get questions from you, and anything you'd like to ask me, I'm more than happy to answer. And
Wow,
so I throw this open for questions, please.
Priya, I mean, I think we were all so glued to listening to you. This is a bit of an abrupt end.
I know, I can carry on and on. So I need to kind of stop myself because I have so many stories, and
absolutely.
I don't know how to,
I suppose we were so engaged and looking forward to more, which we will surely have even now.
Yeah, I think questions and
yes. Yes, Milinji, if you can give me a minute, just wanted to pick on a couple of points that you mentioned about, especially the word charity. I have been part of the Rex Karmavir platform for the last so many years, and they recognized me, and it made me feel very good. But more importantly, I came across such amazing human beings there. The kind of work they are doing, it's incredible. It's incredible. So one of the things that they said was helping people is a very selfish act, because you're actually building a better society of whose benefit you are also going to get. Because if you are building a better society, you are also part of it. and so you are going to be benefited by it. So how is it a selfless act? It is very much a selfish act.
Definitely.
So I really like that element that you highlighted, that nobody is here, and then we're not doing anybody a favor by helping anyone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yes, it requires a certain abundance mentality, which we try to have. Second is, before I open the floor for questions, we come across a lot of people who are well known, celebrities, and somehow I like to always categorize between celebrities and purposeful celebrities. People who are actually, we have this craze about I see an actor or a cricketer at the airport and I want to take a selfie. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying at the same time, somebody like Dutt Saab, he is so much more known and celebrated today for the work he did for society, rather than just the films that he acted in, or the films that he directed. And I think that's a beautiful legacy that you and your family are carrying forward. Thank you so much for that. It was really enlightening. So we open the floor for questions. Here's your opportunity, guys, to ask your questions and hear from ma'am. So Milind, you raised your hand. So my only request to all of you is please keep your questions very short, and so that we can listen to her more, right? So that's an opportunity for us. Milind ji, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Hariharan ji. Priya, I'm asking question considering you as a human, not as a politician or any other thing, as the current global issue is of war, which is going on Ukraine and Russia. I don't know why these people are fighting, really. I have been watching videos and I have been going through many past videos.
Yeah.
I really don't understand why they are fighting. Okay. So they are also human. Ukrainians are human. Russians are human. We all are human. India is not voting in support of Ukraine. Yeah. Whatever the reason may be. As a human being, what do you think? What could be the possible solution to reach a peace? Because you have spent 78 days at age of 19, okay, in that peace march. So your experience will definitely help me to understand. I'm not talking about others, okay. It is just for me. That's it.
Hear me? 1 second. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And I was writing something about this war, and thinking exactly the same as you were thinking right now, as to why, it was like a letter to Putin that, today he's one of the most hated men. And I think a villain which people will remember for a very long time. And would anyone want to be remembered like that? I think the biggest thing is that, over a piece of land, it could be Ukraine, it could be Syria, it could be any of these, they're fighting over land. But what use is that land when there is no one in there? You see the exodus of lakhs and lakhs of people leaving that country today. People dying. What are you going to be really achieving? Who is going to win this? It doesn't matter. So the only thing which I believe is communication and collaboration, which will really make a difference. And when you talk about wars, that's another thing which happens. It's the great leaders of all the countries who decide that we are going to go in for war. Do they have a vote on that? Do they ask the citizens if they want it? No, never. It is at a whim with very high political reasons, where people say now, yeah, we are going to go in for war because of that land which is ours, because of the resources that are there or whatever. But nobody asks what the citizens want. So I truly believe that in this day and age, when communication is everything, I can understand जो पुराने जमाने में तो communication भी नहीं होता था इतना. आज तो communication, the world has become so small, and when there is so much this communication out there. So I believe it's communication, talks, and collaboration that can really make a difference, and not one person's greed and one person's decision.
See, why this question came in my mind, as far as economics and politics, what I know, any country goes on war only when that country is economically challenged.
Yes.
And there is no other option than going on a war. But both countries are growing, they have their own economic power, and still they are fighting. So this is absolutely exceptional.
Correct. Yeah.
No, I have never seen wars happening like
Yeah.
this. So
Exactly.
I don't know what is the agenda basically.
It's like you can understand America, because America's economy runs on war.
Yeah.
Right? So they are happy when there's
Yeah.
and it's sad to see that.
Really, because you are doing social activities since the Nargis Foundation 40 years old. Like Nargis Foundation, there are so many foundations in our country, globally present, and we all are helping. We all know, as a foundation members, we all know just by giving to society, society can flourish. Here, people are taking.
Of course.
And Priya ji, you would know about a lot of foundations who are doing a lot of amazing work in single quote, so see, there is politics in everything. So
Yeah.
really,
it's sad.
Bad politics is not bad, but people practice bad politics. Shoma ji, you raised your hand, so you want to go next.
Hi, thank you, Hariharan, for having us all, and lovely to meet you, Priya.
Pleasure.
Yeah, lovely. And your talk about charity and selflessness and selfishness really resonated, because I'm on the board of a few not-for-profit charities. Incidentally, I live in Australia. Obviously, I'm Indian, and I'm here in India at the moment. So that's how I met Hariharan. I just wanted to ask you, this is the start of International Women's Week, right?
Yes.
So, 8 March, International Women's Week. Today is the 1st of March. And, by the way, my background is journalism and media. And I help people write, edit, publish books. What I wanted to ask you was, what are your views, especially in the Indian context, about having the male folk lean in towards women? You know that our culture has always been male dominated. Women have to first struggle before they can thrive and survive, and all of that in every sphere of life. And we brought out some books which talk about this, women from all around the world who have told their stories of what it was like to come out from a traditional Indian household and then become a career woman, businesswoman, whatever it is, entrepreneur. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on, why should we have to struggle in today's day and age? Why are we asking our spouses, our brothers, our husbands, our partners that come in and lean in? Shouldn't that be happening anyway? So I'd just like your thoughts on that.
I think, well said. Fortunately, I've been a very lucky woman, because I've had a huge support from the male members of my family always. I mean, I was in a profession, politics, which is a male-dominated profession completely. And I was, when I came into politics, I was 4 months pregnant when I, really filled my form and my nomination. I went to the hospital and delivered my baby first. And 5 days after delivery, I went campaigning for the next 20 days. So it was crazy for me, but I couldn't have done it without my husband being there. His support was amazing. And then 15 years I was in politics, raising 2 children and a home and a husband. So I think women are multitaskers. We can do many things at one time. Unfortunately, a man is unable to do that. He can do 2 things, maybe 3 things at a time, but you can't expect him to do many things at a time. And I think that's what gives the women an edge when they're out there working or out there doing whatever they have to do. They manage everything. And so I think our society is definitely changing. It is definitely, and I have seen it. I work in the slums, I work in the rural areas, I work in all these. There are women who are actually coming out and wanting to learn, wanting to work. We have women empowerment projects going on in rural Maharashtra now, where we've trained more than 500 women, skill training of 500 women. But they are very gung ho about coming out there and learning. They want to make their own money. So I believe in our society, once a woman is able to earn money, she will automatically get the respect of her family. See, once income starts coming in to these households, which man is not going to allow her to go and work?
Yeah, I think, I agree and disagree with that, if I may.
Please.
So, yes, people love the money coming in.
Yep.
And I saw Hariharan nodding vigorously when he said men can do only one thing at a time. That's not right, Hariharan.
My point has always been, why do women ask for equality? We men can't match you in any case.
Sure, there is a difference. I think we must respect, even I truly believe we have our strengths, men have their strengths. We must respect that of each other.
Yeah, and I think that awareness has to come in. Like, I'm also doing a project in Sundarbans where you've heard of Sundarbans in West Bengal.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, where little children as young as 12, 11, 10 are being brought into the sex trade because because it's a World Heritage Site and you get Western people coming in and these people. So one young guy who was, he was something in the council or corporation or something. He approached me and said, because I was with Rotary Australia when we came here to do some project. And he said, can you please help me? My sister is 13 years old and I know that my parents can't afford to keep her at home. And I know she will be dragged into the sex trade. Didi, can you do something to stop this? So what we did was we got Rotary International involved and we trained women in a few villages in the Sundarbans, and we made them caseworkers. So we trained them at the Thakurpukur Cancer Research Hospital. We made them, gave them training to become not nurses, obviously, but someone who could go in and do the pulse check and all of that. So what that created in the community was they were within the village, and they got a little bit of earning and all of that, which is great. And the project is still going on.
Correct. Yeah.
We also created an app, which was, so the Australian and UK doctors were actually looking at the serious cases. So they were getting Western medicine in a remote
in the remote area, right?
And we linked with other doctors here. So
correct.
Fabulous project. And I would go there to
Shomaji, sorry to interrupt you. We have few other people who raised their hand.
Okay.
We can quickly close. You can summarize.
No problem. No problem. Another time.
Or we'll come back.
No, I think that's exactly what I was saying. Once they get, financially on their own, I think makes a very big difference, to their lives, even within their families.
Right. So, Dilip Sharma, you have raised your hand.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. So the point that I was trying to, ask about is, ma'am, you talked about equality, treating each other with that respect. So irrespective of the social strata, irrespective of the gender, that is the base that it begins with, and then it, leads to politics or leaders. All of them treating each other with that respect. I think everything starts with that one small thing. And that is something that we have, seen in our society. Of course, the educated society or the earlier society that was India, the original India.
Yes.
There was this respect for individuals. irrespective of their trade, irrespective of their gender. And while people now look at it as people in their specific places, it was actually respect in those specific trades and places that they held. I think somewhere uh, it got corrupted a lot.
Yeah.
It's being looked down upon till date with a lot of westernization as it is, where
Hmm.
it has brought in its own imbalances. So, if a sincere effort can be done in resurrecting the respect for each other, I think a
Yeah.
lot of world issues also can be sorted out. What, what do you feel?
Yeah, I completely agree. But I also believe that um, I don't know, we as you say, westernization has kind of created a bit of a problem, but we don't take the good parts from the
Ah,
Western,
so there
where
are
I
the
have
goods and the
seen,
bads.
yeah, correct. So why is it that we imbibe only the bad stuff?
That's more
Like
attractive.
when you go anywhere you abroad or whenever in the West, I think there is so much of respect for individuals, no matter who they are. You may have a guy who's collecting your garbage from your house.
True.
You will have to show him that kind of respect. Someone working in your home, your gardener, your electrician, your everything. But we don't have that culture in India.
True.
There is no
Exactly.
respect for somebody else's work. He may be working in your home as your help, but you will still treat him lower than you. So that imbalance is there, I think, in us, or and we've not been able to kind of,
Shake it off.
yeah, yeah,
True.
yeah.
Thank you, Dilip. I saw Bhavesh Kotari raise his hand. Bhavesh, you're there?
Yes, Hari, I'm pretty much here.
Yeah, Priya ma'am, I just want to share with you, Bhavesh, I gave you a copy of the book, Eves Against the Odds.
Yes.
So Bhavesh and me have co-authored that book.
All right. Lovely.
He runs a very big women empowerment community called Millennium Diva. So over to you, Bhavesh.
Thank you. Priyaji, lovely meeting you, e-meeting you, I would
Pleasure.
say.
Yeah.
And Hari has been really praising about the work that you have been doing. And
thank you so much.
My question is about the point that you made about women empowerment, right?
Right.
Somehow, my thought about women empowerment has been, a bit of a bothering in terms of the way it has been done, right? Because we believe that women don't need empowerment, and I think Hari rightly mentioned that women are far more superior in terms of the men the way we do.
Yeah.
In spite of we being in this 21st century and we have gone into and we're talking about Web 3.0 and metaverse, right? Why is it that there is still a discussion about women empowerment?
Women empowerment. Yeah.
So just wanted to pick up your brains on understanding.
So I think we live in a society or in a country which has so much of diversity and so much of divide. Like people like us, if you talk about women empowerment with us, we are very empowered. But then there is a section of society which needs that hand holding a bit. I can always believe that a woman inherently is empowered. She just doesn't know it. A bit I have to tell you, when the first time I got into politics, I was scared to death. The first thing in my head was that I can't do this. I won't be able to do this. But once I got into it, it's like, you throw a person into the sea and tell him swim. And you naturally get the hang of it and you come out a winner. I think that is what inherently is there in every woman. But unfortunately, it's because of the society pressures, your brain, the way you've been raised. You've been told something since you're a child that this is the way you can do stuff, this is the way you can do this or you can't do this. These are issues which kind of create the person you are. And unfortunately, that is what is there in our society today. And that's why it's important to address it. And when we talk about women empowerment, that's what exactly we try and do, is to show them and help them recognize who they really are.
So wouldn't we should talk about changing the term, saying that it needs.
Agreed.
We should not talk about women empowerment. In fact, we should say women don't need empowerment. They need to be supported.
I agree. I think the nomenclature is so important, like in the word charity, or the word woman empowerment. Why are we putting that onto them? That, it's a negative thing. I completely agree with you that, maybe we should change the words, and use something else for that. Yeah, I agree.
Woman does not need, woman is already empowered. They need encouragement.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhavesh. I saw Srimant raise his hand. Srimant, you're there?
Yeah, very much there. Good evening,
Hi,
Hariharan ji.
Good evening.
And lovely to meet Priya ji. Good evening. I am from Hyderabad. So I am into training, and I work for Pramerica Life, one of the life insurance. And I am a great fan of Nargis Dutt. So I can't sleep without hearing at least one song on the old songs, actually. And so I really admire you, madam, because in such a young age you came to politics, and you have been proven one of the good contributor or a legendary personality in India. And we have huge respect to Sunil ji also. And my question is, in the current political scenario, what is, we are undergoing actually. So what is your thought process? Are we going to progressive mode, or we are in a different mode? So always, maybe it's a very big question, but things are, for some people, it is moving in the right direction, they say, but most of the people, it is not in a proper direction it is going. So how do you look at actually? We are progressing towards.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I look at the scenario, what happens to our country economically, how people think. There has been such a rush of people leaving the country. There have been, I don't know how many lakhs of people who have left the country in the past 2 or 3 years, which says a lot about where the country is heading to. Economically, we are not in a very good shape. And so I think that says a lot. I feel a lot of time and energy is wasted on things which are not needed. We kind of intermingle politics with religion too often, which is not needed, which is actually detrimental to our country. And so I really feel that if we are looking at progress, we are looking at things, we need to look at what are we setting, what future are we setting for the young generation. We are the youngest country in the world today.
Yes.
So what is the way forward, and what is the path which we are setting forward for these youngsters? I mean, look at the rate of unemployment today in our country.
Yeah.
So there are so many indications which really is out there for everyone to see. And I believe the biggest thing is democracy.
Yeah.
Where no one should fear talking. The moment we put a cap on that, where I shouldn't be saying this right now, I'm scared to say something now, I'm not there in itself, our democracy is a big question mark then.
Yeah.
And the only way, you have to listen to what the citizens have to say, because they are the ones who are affected eventually, right?
Yeah.
Correct. It is our daily lives that are going to get affected. It's the lives of our children that are going to be affected.
Yeah.
So and our democracy says just that we make the choices.
Yeah, correct only.
Yeah.
And the rich becoming richer and poor. That gap is still it's going. It's
getting wider. Actually, it's getting wider. I know so many people, because we work in those areas, who had reached a certain level. Kids were going to college and they were getting a good education. Somebody's child has got a job somewhere. They've come back into poverty now.
Yeah.
I completely understand. It's a world phenomenon with what happened with COVID, with Omicron, with everything. But there is a lot more that is contributed to that in our country. It's not just that. There's a lot more of other decisions and other policies which had come into being, which affected people's lives and and the economy in our country.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice
Thank you,
talking.
Sumant.
Thank you.
I also
Thank you.
saw Alan raise his hand. Maybe we'll have one more question after this. Maybe a couple of more questions. So 10 minutes to go. Yeah, Alan.
Yeah, thank you, Hari, and congratulations on the first event. And what a wonderful person and a guest to have been, Priya Dutt, madam. It's wonderful to be hearing and listening to you. Very, very much encouraged. And I'll go straight into the question because of time. And my question is pertaining to the foundation work that you do, especially towards the children. And as you rightly said, the definition of charity has come out very loud and clear in today's conversations. And we also do a charitable trust. We also have a foundation called Rubens Healthcare Foundation for Children. And we also take care of healthcare and stuff like that. So I would like to know, because I know the mission in your website is clearly defined, that no child should go unattended when it comes to health issues. And no child should be also unattended when it comes to education issues. But I'm definitely, leaning more towards the health issue part of it.
Right.
How approachable and how does a common man approach genuine cases towards to the foundation? So I probably guess you understand the question now. So
I'll completely. Yeah. So, Alan, first of all, when kids or anyone who approaches us comes to us for, of course, financial help. But what we don't just do financial help, we really do a hand-holding of patients that come. For instance, a patient very recently came to us for a heart issue. The child was suffering from,
the hole in the heart.
The hole in the heart. And a little child, and he came from Ahmedabad or something to us. What we require, basic stuff, is the paperwork, all the details of their medical reports and everything. Sure. They should come from an economically poor background, not that, and we only give money directly to the hospital if we're helping financially. We never give money to the parents or to the patient's account or anything. It's directly connected to the hospital. But more than that, we really help guide them, because there are a lot of, the yojanas and a lot of things which we can get from the government for them. Now, for instance, a patient from Maharashtra can actually, get access to free treatment, free surgeries in many of the hospitals here. So we try and help them and guide them in that direction. Now, with this child, we got her surgery done for free. Completely free in a hospital. So wherever these kind of cases come, we kind of help him. So there's no one who will go from my office without anything. And It's not only monetary. I think it's very important, because they come from all over hinterlands. They're completely lost. And I think the main thing here is that somebody can talk to them, guide them, and really help them go to the next level.
Sure.
And I think that's most important.
Very, very much. And thank you very much for enlightening us on that point as well. And very true. It's more than just the treatment. I think handholding is very key, because of parents, for example, who experience a child's trauma, I think they are completely lost when the whole thing starts. But yes, I believe I got a channel to approach through genuine cases, of course. And thank you, Harian, for once again allowing us with this. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Priyaji, I also want to say that Alan does some amazing work with students.
Okay.
Basically, he does soft skill training in colleges, and he does various kinds of workshops for students. So, Shekhar sir, he is your hitman for the talk at Nargis Dutt Foundation. So
great.
Hariharan sir, I have been noting down certain points, so obviously I'll be in touch with them also.
Yes. So so he is your prospective speaker.
For
talking to the kids. I saw Jennifer G raise her hand. I think we'll take this as the last question. Then I will just conclude. Jennifer, you're there. You wanted to ask something? Okay. Okay. Does anybody else have a question?
Can I?
Yeah, Parul. Priya ji, again, Parul is also from the HSSE team.
Okay, sure.
Despite some personal challenges, she's managed to join us. So thank you, Parul, for joining us.
Yeah, I could not actually. There was some personal emergency, but I heard most part of it.
Wonderful.
So, good evening, Priya ji, and first of all, thank you so much for giving such an enlightening talk on our platform. It was indeed a pleasure having you.
And so sorry to interrupt you, Parul. Priya ji, Parul has also delivered a talk for Navji's Dutt Foundation.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Parul.
Thank you, ma'am. Pleasure is all mine. So my question is a bit personal. So usually what happens, when we moms, we are working, we usually tend to have this, guilt somewhere from within that, we are neglecting our children. We are neglecting, if we are trying to excel on a professional part, we sometimes feel my family is getting neglected. My kids are getting neglected. So would you also feel the same? And what advice would you give to the mothers who feel it?
I used to feel a lot of that. Can you imagine, Parul? I mean, I had to, like I told you, I just gave birth to my child and I was elected and had to go to Delhi. So I used to be carrying him with me there. And, it was chaos. I don't know how I did it, but yes, of course. And then the 15 years, I used to feel a lot of guilt. I remember going to Delhi and I had to be in Delhi a lot with the parliament sessions. I used to just wait for the end of the week where I could run back home to be with them or be on the phone constantly. So for a certain time, I could take my kids with me. But once, the school starts and all, you can't. But I think the key here is prioritizing. I made it a point, and I think it was a great, I would say, partnership between me and my husband, where we both would kind of had decided only one will travel. Like if I was traveling to Delhi, he would be in Bombay. If he was going for work, no matter what, I would stay in Bombay. So that kind of balanced it out. Secondly, I also made it a point, no matter what, I would never miss their important days. It could be a birthday, it could be a school function, it could be, where I would always be there. And that was something I learned again from my father, who was a very busy man, but until today, I don't know how he did it. He never missed even one birthday. He never missed one school program. And I remember, and not all of his grandchildren also. My sister's kids were there at that time, and he was a minister. And you won't believe it, my sister's kid had a college function. And he left everything and he went there just to attend the college function and fly back. So that is the commitment where you have to balance both. You have no choice, right? And it's time management. It's prioritizing. And I think, and then you'll be fine. You'll be fine whatever you do. And believe me, I think it's also the quality of time you spend with your kids.
Yes.
It's not about how much time you're spending, but how much quality time you're spending with your kids. So I think that really, and why I say partnership with husband is very important, because I think mothers are the ones who are always telling them, don't do this, don't do that, you can't eat this, you can't do that, you have to go down and play. We become that person. But with a partnership of a husband, we need to divide that. We need to say, like, listen, we really need to divide this between ourselves and speak the same language to your children. Not you're saying something and your husband is saying something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I
Thank you so much. I'm surely going to follow all your tips.
I hope it helps.
So I think this is one session we don't want it to end at all. It's been so delightful. Shekhar sir, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Priya madam, Apart from Parul Tripathi, Madam, Juhi Gupta and Hariharan sir, who have already given a motivational talk to our students once a month, I find here in the audio, I mean, in the participants, Rekha Subramanian. Now, she is one person who is already earmarked and we have shortlisted.
Okay.
She is going to be one of the next motivational speakers, maybe this month or next month. And she
wonderful.
And it was wonderful to note that even her husband is also a motivational speaker. Rekha Madam, are you here? Hariharan ji, Rekha Madam, hi.
Yes, I think she's there. Rekha Subramanian. Yes, Rekha, you're there?
Thanks, sir. Yeah, I'm pretty much here.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. I'm so blessed to be associated with such great people. Thank you so much, Hari sir. You have been the first person and you will always be the first person to believe me. And thank you, Subramanian sir. You have already made me so comfortable that in your platform. And today, after hearing Priya ma'am, I feel that I know everyone. I already know all of you. I get that kind of feeling. So thank you so much for the opportunity and looking forward to work with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Rekha.
As the one who initiated this this talk series, I want to have the privilege of asking the last question of the evenings.
Sure.
It might also, and I'm sure it's many people have asked you this. It's a very cliched question. Was it a very conscious choice you made not to be a part of the film industry as a profession?
Yes, I was, and I still am extremely shy as a person. I'm not. I know people might not believe that because I'm in this space, but I'm basically a very shy person, not a very outgoing kind of a thing. I would prefer not going into big crowds and all, but I have no choice many times. But I was always interested to do something behind the camera. So I studied television production, and I had actually done a film for films division where I directed it, and it was a film on the life of my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had done that film with them. I had also done a script on child prostitution. So I had done my bit, and I wanted to make docudramas and documentaries. But at that time, I think there were no takers of documentaries. If I had to do it today, I would have done very well. Yep. So that was my stint.
I'm sure you can still do it. I'm sure you can still do it. Yeah. And so, ma'am, it's been such a delight. Before we thank you for sure, but I also want to thank Shekhar sir for initiating this, for supporting and bearing the pain of my follow-ups and being a bit of a pain to you for consistently following up.
No, completely. Yeah.
Please give me the date. And so Shekhar sir, thank you so much. For all the work that you do at the Nargis Dutt Foundation, as well as for all the wonderful support that you have been giving us. And I also say that I remember from Rotary, he once took me for a Rotary session, and when he introduced me to the convener there, he said that this man Hariharan might think is doing us a favor by giving a talk for free or for a very little amount. But I have told him that we are actually doing him a favor by giving for society. So that's how he introduced me. so I said, "Wow, what a way to whatever little ego I might have had."
Shekhar ji for you, yes.
Crush that. Yeah. So Shekhar sir, it's our privilege, and I think the team out here, they would all love to contribute. It's the least we can do for 1 hour, and speak to the students and share a little bit of our perspective and our knowledge. I think that's the least we can contribute as citizens, as learning and development professionals. We love to talk anyway, whether you give us money or not, we'll still talk. So talking comes very easily to us and naturally, and we enjoy doing that. So I would help in the best possible way to give you the best of resource persons, as I've already been trying to do in the last few months, for the best of resource person. I also look forward to personally contributing more as and when the opportunity presents. So Priyaji, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you very much.
And I think we could not have asked for a better start to the series, and such an amazing audience. So thank you everybody who took time out on a Tuesday evening on Mahashivratri day to be with us, and and be there, and we have consistently had around 40 people consistently being with us through the talk. We'll also make it available on YouTube. Please go to the Facebook timeline Hariharan Iyer and please share the video as much as possible. You can try and make it viral so that perspectives and the discussions that we have had here. So anybody, maybe Juhi, Dilip, Parul, anybody from the HSSE team, or ma'am, you want to say something as a concluding remark or whatever, anything that comes to your mind, and then we can sign
off. I just want to say it was a wonderful experience for me as well. And I love the questions. I had that opportunity to really talk a lot more. And but it was really nice. And, you know, whenever I speak about my experiences, it triggers so many memories. So that's why I was telling you, Ms. Hariharan, that there are times when, you know, you need to stop me. And, you know, that's why the abrupt break. But it was wonderful. And thanks to everyone who was here today. And I know it's, you know, taking out 1 hour from your very busy schedules is quite a lot to ask. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Juhi, you want any concluding remarks from your side?
Sir, the only conclusion for me today is on this occasion of Mahashivratri is that we don't need a bigger platform to start some social service or to be socially active. So you can start from where you are. You can start from this very moment. And I think this is the best thing we can give as a takeaway from this session today. Thank you so much, Priya ma'am, for letting all of us know that bigger is not the best. You can always begin from point 1. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, Dilip.
If I could add just one point to this, that giving with an expectation has lost the very character of giving there. So give selflessly without expectations and without even the thought that you're giving. I mean, that was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
I think
thanks everybody.
It was amazing, and it's our very little way of contributing to making a difference to people.
Can I also say one thing?
Yes, Parul.
So 3-4 days back only, I was watching this show of Farooq Sheikh sir, wherein he was interviewing your father, and he came across such a simple, despite having attained so much of success in life, he came across such a simple man and with so much of humility. So that was such big quality that we all can imbibe in us, and I see the same in you. So thank you so much for inspiring us, and I wish you all the very best, and looking forward for many such more interactions with you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyaji. Once again, thanks to all the participants today and the delegates today.
Thank you, madam.
HSSE for putting it all together and being my pillar of support. And thank you, Shekhar sir. You can expect more follow-ups from me for, you know.
my pleasure.
And to, you know, help do a good job, you know, and to contribute to the best of our ability.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I look forward to keeping in touch.
Yes, for sure.
You know, and look forward to contributing to the best of our ability to the work that you do with your foundation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Hari, for this excellent show. Priya ji has given superb knowledge.
Thank you,
lots of learning. Thank you so much. I look forward to having you on my live talk show also, Priya ji.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.